Hello and welcome back to Ending Superman's Life. This is episode number 241. As always, I am Engineer John. Today on the show we have Supreme Leader, Mr. Nefario, and Jeff, as well as Abomination Jeff coming back for a special appearance. It's a very special episode and we think you're really going to enjoy it. Remember to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or wherever you find us, including Spotify and YouTube. And please leave a review. It really helps us out. If you want to get in touch, search Ending Superman's Life on Facebook, and you can like our page there. We are at Ending Superman on Twitter, Ending Superman's Life on Instagram, and you can email us directly at endingsupermanslife@gmail.com. Also, Jeff is PartyTimeJeff68 on Twitter and PartyTimeJeff67 on Instagram. Now, please enjoy episode 241 of Ending Superman's Life. And as always, fuck you, Superman.
Gentlemen, we've gathered for a singular purpose. With the combined efforts of myself, Supreme Leader,
Mr. Nefario,
Jeffrey.
we shall endeavor to kill Superman. Superman. Does it haunt you? The thought that soon you will fall by my hand? That soon the world will know what you're actually made of? It must be awful to know that your better is out there mocking you. Well, don't worry, Superman. Your suffering will soon end. You will end. The age of Superman is over. I will strike you down, Superman, and the skies will run red with your blood. Oh, by the way, you guys, Jerry said he's ordering some pizzas. I don't know if you guys wanted to get in on that. Maybe give him like some requests.
John, is that true? You're ordering pizza?
Yeah, we're ordering from Sal's if anybody wants to
Kick in a
put in
couple
an
of
order.
bucks, yeah.
is anybody opposed to just, pepperoni and cheese?
I'm trying to do like a meatless Monday kind of thing. Can I just get like pineapple?
You realize it's
Like
Wednesday.
like Hawaiian, but without the meat?
Right. Yeah, and without the meat and without the sauce, because sometimes
You
that's...
don't have the alliteration with Meatless Wednesday, but
No, I mean, I'm trying to eat a little bit better, okay?
But it is Wednesday, right? Ever
We'll
since
get
I
into
got out of the Phantom Zone, my days have been sort of...
It's Wednesday.
Okay, good.
Yeah, pineapple, no sauce. So just cheese bread and
No
pineapple.
No sauce?
No, it's a little spicy for me.
Is that... Okay, I'm sorry. Is that Abomination Jeff sitting in the den?
Yeah, so here's the thing. I need a ride today. And so he gave
real
me
quick, listeners, just in case you were curious, we're no longer in the pocket dimension outside of space and time. We're actually at Mr. Nefario's home. So there's a den. It's really well furnished.
Welcome, listeners. No, I just wanted to tell you guys, I didn't clean up too much, so please don't mind the mess. No, that's not for you listeners. That's for you guys.
No, you always keep a tidy home, I've noticed. But no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jeff. So Abomination Jeff is here.
And you're saying, should I ask him if he wants pizza?
Well,
AJ, we're ordering pizza.
Get me some slices? What are you guys getting?
I was going for...
Just come in here, man. What do you... It feels weird just having him...
He doesn't need to come in.
I was just going to get a pepperoni and cheese.
Oh, that sounds great. Whatever.
Abomination Jeff, get in here.
AJ, I'm just doing my pineapple business,
Oh, with the no sauce.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey,
there's
man.
plenty of...
I'm just gonna get
Jerry,
situated. In
You guys
here.
remember AJ?
Yeah, Jerry...
Good to see you again, buddy.
Hey,
Jerry's
thanks for having
overzealous,
me.
and he just mics everybody up, so...
John, yeah, just that pineapple pizza and whatever. Yeah, sounds like pepperoni, I guess.
So like a small or a medium for you?
Yeah, just see if sometimes they've got like coupons there and see if like they got a deal.
Okay,
so
we're ordering pizzas. Jerry, figure it out.
Thanks, John.
Let's not waste too much airtime on the pizzas.
does anybody have cash?
We'll figure it out when the...
No, we don't have
we'll
cash.
shoot.
What
Yeah,
year is it?
That's a ridiculous
This is
question.
1850.
Venmo.
Yeah, we'll take care of it when it don't worry about it. We'll
Stands
get
for
you.
venture molecules. What does Venmo stand for?
Is it Venture Mobile?
Maybe it's Venture Mobile. Yeah.
I assumed it was like created by a guy named like Chris Venmo or something.
That makes sense.
Well, it was, but it also stands for Venture Mobile, I believe.
Oh, okay.
That's
a lucky coincidence.
All right, guys, I'll put in the order. Sal's usually takes 45 to an hour, so it should be here by the time we're done.
Oh,
Jerry,
perfect.
just go order the pizzas, man. We're trying to do something.
Oh,
and fuck you, Superman. It was sort of what I was saying at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I always forget about that part. All right, so welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome back to our buddy AJ. Glad to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Right. Welcome to the show where we discuss how we're going to kill Superman.
Is that new?
no.
Is that like
No,
that's
he,
nice.
He's been doing it a couple
I've been
weeks.
saying kill Superman like for years
But the
now.
dramatic.
Yeah, don't.
sort of-
We're trying to ignore it.
Yeah, we're trying to
talk
figure
over
out
it.
how we can just, get him to stop doing it.
So, this is the part of the show where we discuss whether or not we've killed Superman in the following week.
Do we? I mean,
No, I guess
you guys are okay with
we all
AJ being here?
collectively.
Like
Yeah.
I said, he gave me a ride here. We live kind of far
Yeah, I don't
away.
want to get
He
in the
didn't
way
wanna-
or anything.
AJ,
He
he
didn't want
gave
to drive
you
all the
a
way
ride.
home. Yes, my car's. It got hit by a meteorite. We'll
during
get into
the-
that.
during the operation, yeah.
I'm leasing a brand new Hyundai Sonata, so
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a very reliable vehicle.
very
That's
reliable.
actually a good word for it. Reliable. I think that's the best thing you can say about
Well,
it.
I'd say like
Well,
the
it's
late
got a few
models are a
bells
bit
and whistles.
stylish.
I can
Well,
say that.
Do you need
Jeff?
like a social security number to lease?
Oh,
what
yeah.
with you not being, you were like born a couple of months ago and you don't have like papers or.
No, he's
I'm
still got
using
all
my
his,
stuff
his
from
original.
original.
You're still using
I'm
the-
still using.
It doesn't say
I had to get a
AJ
new
on it.
picture for my ID.
It just says Jeff.
You're using the information from your former life. Okay, yeah, because I have to
Yeah.
imagine if you get pulled over, your picture ID is not really going to match up with.
No, it wasn't, and
Yeah,
it
that's
created a
my
little bit
thoughts.
of an issue at first. But I've moved on.
Okay,
Yeah,
they took like
new
a
pictures.
you get like some DNA.
He gets
from,
pulled
like,
over a
part of
lot
your-
too. He gets profiled for being, like half mutant, half robot.
It seems like that might be a problem.
Yeah.
It is.
You know what
but
I do? Tinted windows and a machine gun turret on the van.
That seems aggressive.
Well, it's more for supervillainy, but it's
tactical.
Sure.
It's a tactical item that also allows me a little bit more privacy, a little bit more, just being.
They tend to
able
leave you alone, I guess.
They do.
right?
They do.
I should look into that.
I've just
for
been
him.
winning people over one at a time with my chutzpah, if you will. Hey.
Okay.
Excuse
But
me.
we should talk about if we killed Superman, because actually we have one story to tell.
Isn't
Yeah, it's
that
sort of a
interesting?
unified-
This is the first time the
Yeah.
three of us
Our efforts
have done
were
a team up.
Sort of put our
combined.
AJ, did you hear? Did Jeff tell you
I
about this?
hadn't.
Well, I told you that I came home and said my car's been destroyed. You're gonna have to be driving me around for a while. And you
Yeah.
said what happened.
Maybe
I said
would you just not
I-
realize that
I was
you were
not in a mood to
involved with-
explain it, and so I was
okay.
just
So
like,
shut up and just give me a ride.
yeah, I was just like, I can't deal with this right now. I'm gonna be in my room. I'm gonna need to go to work tomorrow at 8 a.m. So just don't make me wake you up.
I had my day off.
And
so
I never do. I never do wake you up. You're always up way before me.
Well, I'm sure anyone listening to this, it was pretty big news, so I don't imagine you haven't heard. There was an attack on Metropolis by an army of robots. Simultaneously, there was a rain of meteors on the city, which was a bit of an oversight or a little bit of a miscommunication
overkill,
there.
I
Yeah.
guess.
So we
Some
had
of our wires got crossed.
we had a plan, not even so much really to kill Superman, as much as it
I mean,
was.
it's all in an effort,
We're working our way up
it
there.
was sure. It was like the first step in a larger plan
playing the long
to
game.
murder him, but it was really just sort of an intel gathering mission. And the plan, I guess, was we were going to rain meteors on the city.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeff had this theory that this reporter from the Daily Planet has a connection with Superman, that he has his contact information, and he'd been paging him via the city's last phone booth.
The one outside the Daily Planet.
Right.
Which just happened to be across the street
From a subway
the
that
subway
I
you
That
often
Jeff
usually
would
am eating
frequent,
at.
sure.
Yeah.
That's some
Okay.
great detective work.
Yeah.
and
Well,
so-
thank you. Yeah. And you know exactly the subway. It's the one you've been driving me to for most of my meals
Yeah.
since this incident.
I wish we could pick up more than one sandwich at a time, P.S. But
It's a subway rule. And I tell you that I say wait in the car. I wish they'd let me pick you up a sandwich too, but they just let me order one at a time. And I order it. I sit down while you're sitting in the car. I sit down at a table and I eat my sandwich. And then I get up, dust myself off
yeah,
because it's a pretty aggressive procedure, me consuming a sandwich and then go back in the car and then we go.
Seems
And the car gets
pretty
hot.
Like draconian
That's,
rules.
Car does get hot because I tell you,
that,
I say you can't have the air conditioning because that's a waste of gasoline and this is the only planet we got.
It's his
And
vehicle, which
makes a lot of sense, and I do appreciate your conservation mentality.
Right. So that was the plan, was basically to figure out what was going on with this telephone and the number for Superman. But I guess apparently Darkseid, who is this sort of dictator in space, had some
Real
shenanigans.
AAA batter.
I've heard of the man. I've never met him. But he's not really...
In the interdimensional community, he's known to be a bit of a dick.
Sort of a warlord.
Yeah.
And I guess he was causing some sort of ruckus. And all the major superheroes were up in space having some big which we, of course, didn't know about. It's not like they announced that thing. Like,
They don't have a
there's no
newsletter. They don't have a
planning, right.
mailing list.
And so...
how are we supposed to know?
So we had meteors raining down on the city, robots causing all kinds of havoc, a lot of injuries, a lot of deaths.
so many meteors.
And
it was
about-
over the course of like an hour and a half.
Sure, and really about 40,
That was my bad.
40.
I
I
meant to go with like 2 or 3, but the problem with microgravity is you take one little thing and then
Yeah, plus the wormhole you opened, I feel like maybe there was some miscalculation or something.
there was a vacuum seal miscalculation with the wormhole.
In any case,
There was a
One of those meteors happened to fall on my car, as we've
yeah,
discussed.
right. So
And then,
that was my
maybe
I'll take the blame
don't
for
drive
that.
your car to the.
well, I
meteor.
drove it to the subway.
Oh,
Right.
right. To have.
Because so I was sitting
Yeah,
there
you needed to
waiting.
get to the
So
gig.
okay,
Yeah.
this is what happened from my point of view. Okay, I get to the subway and I'm ready at the appointed time, and got my eyes just sort of fixed on that phone booth when actually right before the plan was to set into place, a transient gentleman, a homeless man, wandered into the booth, and he started cranking it. He just started jerking off.
I'm sorry, cranking it.
He started abusing himself
What, like
in a
hitting
sexual
himself?
manner.
in
No,
the
in like a
midst
sexual.
of like a meteor
Like
shower
whips
with,
and
with
chains?
robots.
Well, no. So this was right beforehand, okay? And he finished it up pretty quickly, okay? And then
How
I
do
was
you
like,
mean?
oh, thank goodness. I mean, he ejaculated pretty
sure,
quick in the booth, okay? And he started walking away. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, good.
That is-
We're ready for the plan to go. Suddenly,
gross.
the appointed hour comes, right? The meteors start falling. The robots show up, okay? This gentleman looks up in the sky, sees that basically hell on earth has begun. He turns around and books it back to the phone booth and starts going at it
looking for-
again.
Like it's the last time he's gonna have to do it.
Like it's the
yeah.
last. It's like well, that went so well. Let's try again. And I couldn't believe he certainly had a little bit of trouble starting up again. And I was like, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. Like
You were watching him pretty intently.
Clark, yes, I will. This was my whole job, was to watch this phone booth because
Well,
Clark Kent's about to show up and call Superman. Of
And then
course,
you were
we
gonna
now
star
know.
6-9 it.
And then I was going to run in there, star 6-9,
Get the
and I was
number.
already weirded out because I was like, okay, I got to watch out for that corner because there's a lot of splooge
DNA.
right
in
down
Sure,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
So wait,
exactly.
Mr. Nefario, you were also there in disguise for some reason. You didn't
Right,
see any
so
of this?
we both had mustaches.
We were both rocking disguises. We didn't
now,
want to be
I-
recognized.
In the meeting to plan this, I was vocally against the mustache. I mean, not against. I just didn't understand the point.
It was fun for me.
No one knows what Jeff looks like, and you're a fire monster from the fourth dimension. So I don't know that anyone's really going to be fooled.
How
by...
did you even keep a mustache on your face of fire?
I actually have a really great mustache guy. He's my mustache guy in Haberdasher.
Yeah, he
When
must
I'm
be
looking
very
for
good.
a hat or a mustache, this is the guy to go to. Olivero. He is the
Like
master.
the wand maker in Harry Potter?
I think that's Ollivander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Olivero he's a nice young Guatemalan man. He
Not that matters.
well he's proud of where he's from.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. I thought you were okay. No, go on.
So he owns a mustachery and haberdashery that's about 4 blocks away from where we were. Now, about 4 years ago, I was to go to a costume party, and I was supposed to be going as latter day Garfunkel of Simon and Garfunkel. Back after he shaved a little bit and took the hair up, but he still had the mustache.
Still had the big furry mustache.
Exactly. So I was to be the Garfunkel in the Simon and Gar. It was me and
Yeah, who was the Paul Simon to your Art Garfunkel?
I think she'd rather not be mentioned here.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
She.
But it you know, I didn't end up going to the party because well, I got in a fight with the
Paul Simon. The woman who is to play your Paul Simon.
yeah.
And you
I
just,
wanted to make it sound cooler, like I had gotten in a fight with the Flash or something.
I'm sorry, buddy. And so, but why are you still wearing it?
Like
the mustache, like right now. Like, why are you?
Like, why am I wearing
like
it
the
currently?
plan? The
I
plan.
didn't want to call attention
Spoiler
to it,
alert!
but you're still wearing the
Spoiler alert to
mustache.
the end of this, but the plan failed.
It did
Superman's still alive, and
Well, yeah, they
why are
weren't
you
even
still
there.
wearing it?
But yeah, I just think it's very becoming. I just think I look quite good.
You're just testing it out, seeing what the response is.
so
I guess.
kind of spirit gum kind of hurts on my face.
That's it. You don't want to have to yank that off, huh? Like a Band-Aid.
It's a little painful. I just figured I'd give it a day or two to loosen
I
up.
really think you should just own it. I think you're
you think,
flaunting
you
it.
think I can stick with it?
I think you could stick with it. I'm thinking long term.
I'm just saying, like, these are very fine, like fine bits of curved tungsten.
AJ, maybe we should get you a mustache and fix up that sort of like half octopus hair lip you got.
Maybe like a Fu Manchu.
I've gone through a few surgeries, and I think things are getting better for me.
I don't hear your gears anymore at all.
Right? The tentacles aren't moving on their own. I'm actually controlling every single one of them.
Congratulations.
So
Which is
that's
probably a
very
boon for
exciting.
your driving. You're not just at 10 and 2 anymore. You've got like 4 different.
I feel very
hilarious.
safe when he's
2,
driving me around.
7:30.
I insist on sitting in the back while he drives me around.
Yeah, which again, I wish you'd sit next to me. Maybe we could play a few games and I spy on those long trips that you make.
Listen,
me
I
drive.
need to focus, okay? When we go out of town, because I'm doing market research on out-of-market Subway sandwich shops, and like the one good thing is that you can keep 4 tentacles on the steering wheel, and that leaves a 5th tentacle for you to change the radio at my whim.
Again, I feel like it's my Hyundai Sonata, and I think that I should be able to
Well,
change.
to be fair, you're
it's
leasing
the
it,
dealers.
so-
Yeah, it's the dealers Hyundai Sonata.
But
You
no, I
do
mean,
not
not
own
to
it.
belittle. your
I do
accomplishment.
pay a monthly, guys. I do pay a monthly.
A lesser has rights, you know.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, I think honestly, for
Lesser is right.
for a cyborg, sort of clone, abomination, octopus monster, you're doing pretty well for yourself. Considering.
yeah, we're going-
I've
can-
actually started acting.
Really?
Yeah, I've
Acting,
taken
you
a
say?
few classes. I don't know if you've heard of Margie Haber's studio.
No, but I don't really
the
follow.
Margie Haber, she has the Metropolis studio. That's like whatever.
She goes on a. She does a little.
It's on the
trip.
south side.
She goes around
South
the
side of
country. Yes,
She's got
indeed.
different spots. That she does.
She's on tour, and I've learned a lot. I've opened up a whole emotional wealth being.
I wouldn't think there'd be a broad range of roles for someone like you.
Well, you tell them about the new headshots you had printed up at the Kinko's that I work at. I'm sorry we couldn't get like a discount on that. I wish there was something more I could do
Oh,
about
Jeff,
it.
but you're the assistant manager.
I know. and
Yeah,
I
it
tried.
was
I
full
submitted.
price.
I submitted like the request for the friends and family discount, and my superior turned it down. So I mean, I did everything. I really went out on a limb, and I
You
never
gotta
got
start
a thank you for that.
stretching your elbows out there.
Yeah, yeah,
know.
sticking my neck out to try to get.
You never know when they're
my
gonna ask you to
roommate
be
a
I really
discount.
think we should just murder that guy at some point, right?
Well, actually,
You
yeah, that
complain
would
about
actually.
him a
The
lot.
reason why I can't get promoted is there are no openings ahead of me. So
It's just you and your boss at this point.
right, because everybody else has quit
Yeah.
because of all the negative attention that we've gotten because of this radio show.
So you're
Or
taking
podcast,
you're taking classes, AJ.
New
you've got your
headshots.
car.
New headshots.
Construction worker kind of shot.
Right.
Have one
Are
with
you
a medical
still-
jacket.
Yeah. Well,
Stuff
you
like
put
that.
glasses on when he's got the medical jacket on. So
Well,
he's,
no,
that's a
that's
good move.
Stethoscope.
the glasses will
yeah,
push
the
it
little
over the edge.
stethoscope over the
Sure.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, are you still, suicidal? Still trying to murder yourself?
Less so. Most days not. I've been working a ton at the bank, TD Bank. I don't know if you guys
Yeah, it's
use
the green
that.
one.
The green one, yeah.
TD.
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 So you're employed.
two letters.
You're really.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You are a fascinating.
Where do you bank? You bank like all over. You bank in different dimensions, right?
Oh yeah. Different dimensions. I've got Swiss accounts. I've got Cayman accounts on the islands. There.
TD is just an American bank.
Yeah. I mean, does a lot of work. Does a lot of billions in revenue every year. So
TD does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Boston Garden, where the Boston Celtics play.
Yeah.
That's the TD Garden.
Oh,
That's true.
Well, you're sort of an inspiration to anyone out there who's, was murdered and then brought back to life horrifically,
Mhm.
and turned into a really horrible-looking, awful monster.
I was actually considering changing my name from Abomination. Like I was gonna stay AJ.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be like altered
I keep trying to convince him
or
not to.
abled differently. AJ. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have been kicking around a little bit.
Yeah, because
Well,
Well,
right,
it's good to float those ideas here. This is a safe space. You
you can
things
try out
out.
things like mustaches and
You can put it to our
New
listenership
names.
and
apparently he's got a great mustache guy, so.
yeah.
I definitely have a. I mean,
I
Olivero.
love a hookup.
Ollivander. Or,
All right, well, so we did not kill Superman.
We didn't. We didn't.
but
Yeah.
the
long story short,
the things that were crushed, my car, the phone booth actually got a meteorite, landed square on it. That,
right on top of it. That was actually my
That-
point. I was hoping to also kill Clark Kent because
You
why
just don't
not
like
take
his
some?
reporting.
Yeah,
He's had taken a lot of sort of
Oh,
he's
so
taking a lot
you're
of
saying
pot shots.
yeah.
you somehow
At the
actually
underbelly of-
targeted that wasn't coincidence. You
I was the only one I could target.
You know
the
that would've-
rest was just
That would have screwed up our whole plan. Like we needed that phone booth so I could star 6ix9ine. This
that
plan
was-
was going to be was going to be ruined from the start. Now.
that's a lot of oversights. It seems like.
Okay.
Oh no! All right. Well, so
Well, you
a
know,
lot of
we-
missteps.
That was-
Especially when what if Jeff were in there, star 69ing the number?
Yeah. What if I had been in there?
I actually did not think that far ahead. That was my bad.
You forgot that I was in that Subway sandwich shop, ready to sprint out when I saw Clark Kent leave that phone booth and star 6ix9ine, and you were willing to kill Clark Kent just because you didn't like some of his op-ed pieces for the Daily
I
Planet.
mean, he was very vicious. He was very unkind.
It definitely did not feel neutral. He definitely was not giving equal coverage to both sides.
No, he's pretty pro Superman. That guy.
Yeah. Well, if he has his phone number, I guess we understand why.
yeah.
Well, so
So yeah, Superman's still.
last episode, Jeff had this idea for a new segment
Right.
called "Ask a Supervillain."
Yep, I got
and are we
questions
still
right
Oh,
here.
we're still doing that.
Yeah,
Good.
if we
I
could, because
enjoyed it.
I really like that too. That's really helping me
nice
become a little bit more
Change
super
of pace.
villainous.
Could you? So you said you're not controlling the tentacle, right? Because it keeps touching my leg. Is that
Oh, that was intentional.
He
okay?
is.
Well, just maybe.
He's just. Okay, my first
Is that
question.
a stop?
Yeah, let's maybe. I don't need the tentacle.
AJ,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Just coil that up right there. Okay.
So what have you got for us?
What
Jeff?
kind of
Should we-
music do you-
Also, Jerry,
Oh,
we
all
should
right.
we should. I'm sorry, Jerry. We should have like a little music for this segment or something, right? We should have like a little intro to Ask a Supervillain.
Oh, sure, yeah. Do you
What's the
guys
status on that pizza?
Well, it said the pizza tracker says it's cooking.
Jerry,
Right.
Jerry, do us a little like a beatbox or something. Do us a little.
Oh, and
Almost a little
Jeff,
tune.
I'm sorry. They said I had to choose a sauce. I just went with a Robusto tomato.
Oh.
I think that'll go well with the pineapple.
I also ordered.
I'll scrape
You
it off.
fucked
I'll
us,
scrape it
Jerry.
off. It's fine. I'll
I,
scrape it
I
off.
also ordered just some cheese bread, some breadsticks, and I think Mr. Nefario has some pineapple in the kitchen.
No, definitely. I do not. I definitely do not.
Well, why don't
I think
you
he
have
does, but it's his
pineapple?
like personal pineapple that he doesn't want to share. Probably.
You wouldn't like this pineapple. This is a bad pineapple.
Oh, all right. That's a weird sort of turn of phrase.
There's a darkness in his eyes that I don't want to
All
ask
right,
about
that's
when
fine.
he says that.
I'll pick some of the pineapple off of the sauced pizza, put it on the crazy bread, and that'll be fine.
I
That'll
figured
be
you might enjoy doing that.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so-
But yeah, well, you guys want a little beatboxing
Get a
for?
little, just give us a little something
just
to
I
segue
guess
into
quickly an intro to Ask a Supervillain. That's pretty good.
Very nice.
And actually apt.
Oh,
John, that's
wow.
really
wow,
good.
that's
That's
really
really.
good.
Oh, thanks, guys.
All right,
That was
Jerry.
really.
Not bad there, John. Not
I was actually just expecting something tragic, and that was pretty.
No, it was
That's
great.
pretty good.
It sounded like a urban sitcom, like the beginning of an urban sitcom from the 90s.
like a hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Exactly.
Or
Like I
did
really
Doug.
felt that.
Yeah, Doug, like the scene in between
Yeah.
scenes. Yeah,
I don't.
the Nickelodeon show.
It's very appropriate because my first question is, what kind of music do you supervillains listen to?
You know, I like the classics. You know, Wagner and
Really, anything, right? There's lots of.
yeah, Gustav Holst.
So you're like big symphony stuff.
Oh yeah, stuff that I can play out of a hovercraft and strike fear into the hearts.
Really
of
demoralize
pianists.
everybody.
Yeah.
You know what song's been stuck in my head lately is that I don't know what it's called. It's like
You want beatbox it for us?
no, I'm not. I'm a terrible. That's why I hired this guy.
Can you remember the hook?
It's like I want to kiss you all over and over again. Right? Bum bum bum. Till the night closes in. Till the night closes in.
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember the name of that.
You
I
don't know
thought
that
it was
one?
Come On Eileen. Is
that-
that not Come On? I call most songs I don't know Come On Eileen. I would never.
that-
I had one of those childhoods where
Well, if you know that you do that, then
You should
know
just
that most of the
know
songs
the
I
song.
feel like I
Come
heard
On,
that
Eileen.
song on
they all sound the same to me.
infomercials
I've kind of got
for
like, you know,
mixtapes from the late 80s.
how a
Right.
lot of people have facial blindness. I've kind of got song deafness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can't really.
Can't really
identify
hear the
songs
notes.
that well.
Tone deaf, I think. is
But
what
you
they
do
say.
enjoy
Tone
music,
deaf.
right?
Not really. That's why I was asking you guys. Actually, this isn't even about a villain. I was just like, could you guys recommend some music for me? Because I feel like people are weirded out when I say I don't really enjoy music.
You know what's a great song I hadn't heard in a long time? I heard
not.
on the way here today.
What's that?
Feeling.
Is it? It's that Matchbox 20. What's that guy's name?
Oh, Rob Thomas.
Chad Kroeger.
No, I think he's Nickelback.
See, I've got facial
Yeah.
blindness
No,
for
the
lead
Rob
singers. too.
Thomas. That's the guy. How does that song go?
Which one? That first one, Real World?
Real World.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something like what I wonder what it's like to be
the Rainmaker.
I
Wonder what it's like to know that I made the rain. I'd store it in boxes with little yellow tags on everyone. And you can come and see them when I'm done.
Done.
When I'm done.
I don't know why the tags are yellow.
I wonder what it's like to be a superhero.
Touchy line there
That's,
for me.
whoa, yeah.
I wonder where I'd go if I could fly around downtown. From some other planet, I'd get this funky high on the yellow sun.
There's yellow again.
Boy, I bet my friends will all be stunned.
Stunned. Yeah,
They're stunned.
Straight
Yeah.
up. Oh, sorry. Jumped
No,
it.
ready?
Yeah.
And we're going. Good.
Straight up, what did you hope to learn about here? If I were someone else, would this all fall apart? Strange, where were you when we started this game? I wish the real world would just stop hassling me.
Nice.
That's pretty good. And you. No, it's and you.
What?
And you.
And
No,
you.
just
Yeah.
confusing. But this song is not Come On Eileen.
no, it's
it's
a
definitely
Real
not.
World by Matchbox
I've always
20.
been
I
saying-
believe, wasn't that Dexy's Midnight Runners?
Who did Come On Eileen?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so, yeah.
I thought that was Night Ranger.
Oh, that's interesting.
Night Ranger by Dexy's Midnight Runners.
No. Dexy's Midnight Runners did a cover of Night Rangers Come On Eileen. Is that not right?
It's interesting
I'm
that
saying,
Midnight and Night are both sort of.
well, you guys know that song, right? Is that no? I guess that's Sister Christian.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Sister
They're
Christian,
Christian.
has come,
Something again.
and you
I don't-
know that you're the only one.
Well,
You know what
this
I'm
answered
talking
my
about?
question pretty well. You guys have pretty robust music tastes.
It's like bum 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 bum.
bum,
Motorin'. What's your price for flight? Bum 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 bum. You've got him in your sight.
I don't know any of the words,
don't know
actually.
this one.
I
And
won't lie.
driving through the night.
I'm not sure I've ever heard that song.
No, no Night Ranger fans.
It's just not, I don't think it's in my wheelhouse. Not on my karaoke list, that's for sure.
Anyways, yeah, lots of different stuff. I
Just
like.
sort of you keep
know
it
who I like?
eclectic.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
So it mix a lot.
Yeah,
Did he have much
I like
on
him
that album
he's
other than
he's
the
a
singles?
knight. You know.
Yes, he's been knighted by the Queen, right? That's what the Sir is. Just like
Yeah.
Sir Elton John,
Exactly.
mix a lot.
Yeah.
His early stuff was just mix a lot, and then he got knighted.
Right. Which and he stayed and he kept it real after that. Wasn't all snooty.
Right.
Because he'd been knighted.
No,
he was
kept-
still
he
in
knew
the
what
streets.
the people wanted, and he sang about that.
Yeah, a lot of people liked Baby Got Back. I was a big Posse on Broadway fan. I don't know if anyone remembers that one. My Posse on Broadway.
Was that Mix-a-Lot as well?
That was Mix-a-Lot. It
Was
came
that
out after,
before or
but
after
people
yours?
didn't really love it. I did.
Big. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that answers your question, right?
Yeah.
We've got some.
Yeah. Okay. So my next question is: there was a fad a little while ago they were like sort of jumpers, like sort of like. You know how? Oh, fuck, I forget. How do you go to the bathroom? All right, because you know when girls wear those like one piece
romper.
things, romper. That's it. It was a romp
romper,
him.
for sure.
Thank you. They wear the rompers and they say like, oh, they're a pain when you have to go to the bathroom because you have to actually get naked basically because you're wearing one article of clothing. You guys are wearing these very elaborate sort of complex meshes and skin tight.
Lots of tech on the suits.
Well,
yeah.
my outfit actually pretty much runs on bodily fluids, so all my sweat and urine and anything that might come out of me actually helps to clean and power my suit.
It's like a still suit.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
so-
understand your suit had like a power source. I thought
Oh
it was
yeah,
just
no, it's a lot
clothing.
of. Well, there's a lot of this, like if there's force fields and certain different things.
Yeah,
that-
anti-gravity generator and all
Sure.
that. Yeah.
And so, and plus I've got to be able to control a legion of robots, sort of psychically, and I have no innate psychic ability, so it's all tech.
So you're just peeing and pooping yourself all day.
And pooping, not so much.
So you do have to take it off.
Yeah, but there's like a little hatch back there.
Oh, like those
Sort of.
old school like cartoons with little kids,
Yeah,
little like
the
orphans
problem is
running around
the
in their
cape.
pajamas.
So the cape has to be able to come off. My first outfit didn't have a cape that came off that you could detach easily.
I would feel like the cape is attached just to your neck. You'd be able to sort of.
Well, now,
flip that
yeah,
up.
I've had to have some redesigns on this so that it because if you're going to do twosies, it's difficult. You don't want to get any splashback or anything. Any
I would think actually with the
collateral
cape you
damage.
wouldn't need anything else under that, like behind you, right? Like you could do away
like
with the flap.
the hatch could be open and no one could really
right.
tell. I
That's
suppose.
Sort of it. It's
Yeah.
like that is
You-
the big hatch, is
get-
the cape.
You get like a little wind going, a little breeze or something.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
I've never tried it, at least not in public.
Might be something to put on the drawing board.
Yeah, it's something to. But no, I don't worry about that. I can't speak for other supervillains. I mean, Mr. Nefario is essentially naked.
Yeah, it's
so I don't
pretty
know
much
that he-
me with a couple of decorative pieces.
And I think anything that comes out of him is going to be molten. So
Well, actually, most of my waste products are gaseous.
Yeah, they sort of just steam off.
Yeah. I produce a couple of core compounds, primarily gaseous cobalt and a few other of the lower radioactive
It's like
elements.
you just got like a fusion reaction going on in like
Pretty
your-
much,
at your
yeah.
core.
I would think it really just varies from villain to villain, right? Like I think most of the guys in Gotham you hear about are just wearing suits.
I'm not so much
of
a villain,
pinstripes and things.
but I can say that since my second act, if you will, started.
Well, you don't really digest anymore.
I just
do you?
seep. Most of my waste product just seeps out of my skin.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we see that.
constantly.
A lot of that is
Seeps
like
out of your
battery
skin and
acid
all over the
and-
apartment.
Yeah, it's beyond sweat now.
Yeah.
Is it like more gelatinous than sweat, but also maybe a little bit more viscous? Than,
It depends on
yeah.
what day. Sometimes it's a heavier flow than others.
It's
That
like
that sounds like it would be, just based on the evidence that I'm seeing here.
It's like
with
a-
the dripping.
it's the halfway.
Thank you, by the way, for sitting on the towel.
Oh, always. I bring a towel with me most places. It's just part of reaching out to people who are reaching out to me. You know, I want
You've
to
had to
be
make
polite.
some adjustments, sure.
It's a big reason why I sit in the back. Is the front seat is covered in just this. It's basically
Just
the
a lot of viscous stuff going on.
It's the halfway point between like
Does it feel like if you sat in it, does it look like it might feel like you're not fully in the seat? Like if
there's
it
definitely
brakes
like a
too hard,
layer
you're going to
between-
slip through
it's
the seatbelt area.
it's the
Hydroplaning.
midpoint between like maple syrup and silly putty. That's
Yeah,
It
leather-
still hurts
leather
my
in the car?
feelings. I can say that, though, Jeff. I just want you to know.
AJ,
sorry.
leather in the car, cloth seats.
I did go with cloth. I do have
You're not
cloth
getting that
seats.
deposit back.
Definitely
man. On
not.
that
That's going
lease.
to be a problem, I
That's
think,
gonna
for
be-
you.
you're gonna have
But
to
you're only
replace
going to
that.
pay for the cushions and the carpet cleaning.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I've taken great care of the car otherwise.
Tell you the
so-
back seat's still just fine.
Probably a lot of Subway crumbs, though.
There's a lot of Subway wrappers at the bottom. I'm going to be honest with you. That's usually where I throw it. If I'm eating at my Subway, I'll eat it there and I'll throw it away there. But if we're doing recon on other Subways, I'll get a sandwich to go.
They have trash cans there.
They do. Yeah.
Fine.
So any more Any more questions for villains?
I actually kind of hesitate to bring this up, but do you think villainy could benefit from more diversity?
I'd argue that villainy is more diverse than the heroes that try and foil their plans.
I think so too.
I think it boils down to.
Well,
I mean, look, you've got other races that want to say, look, we're part of the community, we're doing positive things, but villainy, typically you're doing something heinous, you're stealing something, you're murdering somebody.
if anything, people are trying to get less representation.
I would think so. So
I would say people of Earth, different racial groups here, what I see as an outsider.
You're talking about different dimensional creatures.
Well, no, I'm just talking about as an outsider.
Where he's from, there's not as much diversity.
Like I don't see as many bad guys like my caliber coming from like the Latino community. Here,
very few fire monsters. Very few fire monsters in the Latino community.
That's true.
That seemed a little insensitive. Am I the only one?
Well, I think, but see, right, if you were Latino, would you want to say, hey, hold on, we have plenty of villains? Or would you be like, yeah, would you take pride in the fact that there's
a piece of the pie is a piece of the pie, I think.
Intergalactic
that's an
terrorism.
interesting, maybe we should talk to some of the other conglomerated villain leagues.
Well, I mean, I've been to so many different dimensions and planets that the different races on this planet, really, I don't care one way or the other.
You know what? I really opened up a can of worms.
It's a large
try
discussion.
to unring this bell. I'm going to say, Supreme Leader, did you remember to go back in time and plant those things that you needed to escape?
Right. I was
we
supposed to
talked
go
about.
back in time and save myself from the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, have you done that yet?
Did you get to doing that?
No, thank you for. I wrote it down, and I think I lost the paper. I wrote it down. That's important that I do that.
I'd rewrite it down. I'd set an alarm on your
Yeah.
phone.
Maybe like a
maybe
marker on the
have, like,
palm of your hand or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna have 37. 37's not here. We're not at the studio.
we're just at-
No, just in my place.
Right, we're at Mr. Nefario's. No, that is.
I get Matt Hyena to write it down on a piece of paper or something for you.
His handwriting is terrible.
Yeah, he's actually vacuuming the upstairs
Everything
right
about him
now.
is terrible.
Brad, one of you shoot me a text
Right,
or
AJ?
something.
You know how bad that guy sucks.
Oh, wow. Private conversations are private conversations, Jeff.
What?
I mean, he did sort of ruin my life. I mean, making it.
I would
he
think
literally-
that you two would get along quite. You're both hybrids.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, he was responsible for.
He literally tore him limb to limb.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's your
That was
whole.
him.
That's
You
your whole
sicked
deal.
him on me. You guys,
Yeah,
I
guys-
screamed in agony for you guys to stop it.
Right.
Call him off.
I wasn't sure if you had memories of that or not, because
No.
that technically
I
wasn't
don't
you
remember
that
this
happened
event at
to.
all.
This was other Jeff.
Sorry.
He was working at the car rental place.
Right.
Actually, I just realized how ironic that is that you lease your car and you used to be a car rental associate.
Yeah. Lost that job though, so I
Right, when
can't.
you lost your life because of Mad Hyena.
Yeah.
And you were
Still just not
horribly
ringing any
murdered.
That
bells
was
whatsoever.
probably the worst day of my life, and you don't even.
Last day of your life.
Yeah,
ring a
technically it
bell
was the
with you.
final day of your life. Yeah.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
no disrespect. It's just we witness a lot of carnage and murder on a pretty regular basis. So
I think
it's
like
hard
that
to-
night I probably ate babies.
I saw a
I was
homeless
pretty
man.
drunk when I put you back together, so I don't even remember most of that, honestly.
Today, or not today, but this week, I watched a homeless man be obliterated by a meteorite that fell out from the sky while he had his penis in his hand.
Also, still my bad. Probably not going to remember it this week though. Not gonna lie.
All right, well, let's. Is it maybe time for an ad break
Yep, let's
pay
pay the
some
bills,
bills
here.
here.
Let's see what we got.
so we can fucking kill Superman eventually.
Hey folks, little plug for my shipped straight to your door cupcake store. You've heard me and longtime friend of the podcast, June Swanson Leader, talk about our love of baking sweet treats. Now, with just a click of your mouse, you too can experience the magic of nefarious C-Up cakes. That's cupcakes for the uninitiated. Log on to http://www.angelfire.com/gnefario/cupcakes/version2.html and order your straight to your door cupcakes and sweet treats today. Use the code DIESUPERMAN and get 10% off your first order and free shipping. Order today. Now, back to the show.
I'm sorry, man. I'm telling you, you're going to find yourself in some guy's like bungalow. No. He's going to be like sucking you off for like $50 or something.
Hold on,
First
what?
of all, he's sucking me off.
Sucking you off?
Wait, this is
What's happening here?
Okay, so actually,
Show's
I'm glad
taking
you
a
brought
turn.
this up, Jeff.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, Mr. Nefario, Do you know a guy, Boulder Hat, Fifth Dimension, Mr. like Mix and Serve? What was it? Mix and Serve?
Okay, so let's back it up. Okay, so AJ and I were on a train like 3 weeks ago. Okay, and this little, he's a man, I guess.
An imp, I would say.
He's like
Small fellow.
But he's bipedal.
so he's not like a dwarf, right? He's like got all the proportions of a man, but just sort of like if you held on
He's
to
like
the
a
corner
homunculus.
and you were to like shrink it down, like holding shift on your keyboard.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like, shrink it
it's
down.
called a homunculus.
Homunculus.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Tiny little guy.
yeah, and he approaches AJ, right? It's like I'm not even there.
Wearing a tiny
Yeah.
little bowler hat, you said?
Yeah, he's got a little bowler hat
Zoned
on top
in.
of his head. He says like, "Good day, gentlemen." Something about the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
Introduces himself.
Yeah.
My name's
What was his
Mr.
Mr.
Well, that's the thing that we're McFlurry.
Miss Misto, Frito Misto.
Mix-
Anyway, but what he told me was
But
that
it started with an M.
M.
It's
Definitely
either,
an M.
It's either an M or an N. We
Mr.
don't.
McFlurry.
Started with an M though.
Yeah, it's like
The Michelin Man.
It definitely wasn't the Michelin Man. I know the Michelin Man. Like that's
Do you know
that's an
the Michelin
advertisement.
Man? The Michelin Man. The
You know-
Michelin
you
Man.
know him
Do you
personally?
know the
Man.
Michelin Man who lives on? That's the muffin.
You
Okay,
gotta
okay.
figure
Drew.
Oh
something
yeah,
out.
different guy.
So,
But
anyways,
this guy offered me
I'm very
go on.
interested. So,
a
some guy
little
should-
bit of a thing. He gave me a
You know when
an
somebody-
offer I can't refuse.
somebody comes up to you on a subway, right? You basically the rule of thumb is to ignore them.
I've never been on a subway, so no. But
Okay,
Like a-
no, we're not talking about Subway sandwiches. Okay, this
No,
is like
I
a
mean, no,
Subway because I've been spending time in both.
No,
What's
when
the-
you come in with the drill with me, we've gone like up through the sub. It's the place underneath the ground where people
I'm familiar
are gathering
with it.
trains.
I
just
know,
never
I
been
know
on-
the
okay.
concept. I'm just saying
Oh,
I've
okay.
never. I've got a blimp, and I'm an interdimensional traveler so I don't do a lot of public transportation. But
So
Sure,
normally when you're there on this train, stranger comes up to you, you just head down, you ignore them. But this guy was floating a couple feet off the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, he was kind of
Floating.
hovering. He's like hovering or whatever.
floating,
Standing
small
erect.
man.
He wasn't like the lay down fly.
Yeah,
he
he
was
was like-
standing erect, just hovering.
So now go on. I'm sorry to interrupt. But that's the reason why we talked to him because I know your first thought was just like, why are you fucking talking to trained people?
Yeah, that is exactly what I was
He
thinking.
was just generally intriguing.
Yeah, he's like a sly little guy. He'd like look like he was sort of like leaning against something, and he was just like in a
but just
But in
floating
midair.
Do
yeah.
you remember Wazoo from the Flintstones?
Yes.
Oh, cause the Great Kazoo.
The Great Kazoo. That wasn't the Wazoo. It was Kazoo. The Great Kazoo.
Great Kazoo.
He had a similar vibe.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
a little great
interesting.
kazoo.
Like a little imp man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just kind of floats,
but yeah,
appears, disappears, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, fifth dimension. Mr. He said his name was Mr. something, right?
It's kind of important that I know just because
Yeah,
he
go on and tell the
offered
rest
me
Of it. Yeah.
if I could get him to say his own name one of the times that he visits me, and it's going to be
He
monthly,
said once a month,
once a month
and this is
for a calendar year.
yeah for 12 months. So you've
Yeah.
got 12 shots at this. You've already screwed up the first one.
I wouldn't say screwed it up. It just didn't happen.
Oh, so when he wanted you to get him to say
his
it
name
while he
and
was
it-
there. That was one of
while
the times.
he's there, and if he,
And we, I know
I
what
do
you're
get him to
thinking,
do it.
and we were immediately like, but you just said your name. And
Right,
like
I
we
would
were
think-
actually sincerely saying at one point we were like, hey, sorry, go on, tell him what you get.
Oh, I get to reclaim my old body.
Yeah, he
My
said he'll
old
fix it all
everything,
up.
my
That
old-
sounds like a pretty
so,
good deal
so,
for you.
So he's claiming.
Loses the tentacles, loses all the gears.
Like back to you biologically.
Yeah.
Now,
Probably even a little better, more Adonis-like. Abs. I'm gonna have abs, guys.
Well,
That's a pretty good
if you
deal.
keep up with
Yeah.
this Equinox regimen that you're on.
That's
And all you got to
true.
do is remember this fella's name.
So he's claiming to be like a genie of sorts, like some sort of wish
Bit of a devil's
fulfillment.
wager kind of deal.
Yeah,
And
and
he's,
so
he's made a bargain with you.
Claims not far-fetched. Again, he was flying.
we both had immediately forgotten his name, and so we were like, okay, well, this won't even count. This won't even count for the thing. Just tell us, like, what was your name again? So we remember. He's like, I'm not falling for it that easily. Which we were saying, like, no, like really, like we'll do an exception for timeout for the rules.
Yeah.
And when he didn't agree to that, I immediately was like, you shouldn't do this, AJ, because this is bad.
Wait,
news.
at that point,
So you've already agreed.
Oh, I
at that
100%
point you had
agree.
already agreed.
It's
If I don't
tempting-
get him to do it, then he said he's gonna ask me a favor.
that's the thing,
That's a
right? He
little-
says,
so
owe
that's
me
sort of
one favor.
nebulous,
Sort of
right?
like a
Nothing
Godfather.
good happens with Subway favors, that's for sure.
No, and that's what I'm saying is that like we're gonna first of all we'll see if this is Joe Blow whatever actually
Yeah,
finds
did
you
he
again.
give you any evidence or proof that he can actually fulfill this
He
wish?
was flying. The guy was flying.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
mean-
floating. I mean, I've seen a lot of people hanging out
that doesn't
here.
seem like a related
There's
skill.
a lot of people who can fly, and they can't make you a
these
man.
guys
again.
can, or at least I've seen
Yeah,
you
you
float.
can you can fly.
It's I mean, it's not natural
and
ability.
you
but
turned me into this. You could probably turn me back if you cared enough.
No, that's definitely not how that works.
I really think this is the best stab he had at that. Is what you're working with now.
I mean-
well, now I have one option, and it's Mr. Mixie Frost.
Makes you frost.
Here's
I don't
the thing,
know if I've ever run into anybody by that kind of anything that would sound like
He's
that
from
sort
your
of thing.
hometown.
My home. My
No.
home.
Well,
okay, so- okay, hold on,
dimension,
hold on.
whatever.
No. So
No,
he's from
I'm,
the.
Fourth
I'm from the
dimension.
fourth dimension.
Oh, wow,
This
that's
is-
embarrassing.
This
I'm
actually does
sorry.
go back to that diversity thing. We because the more you know, like the
That's
less.
true.
Well,
that's
we've
true.
discussed this before that the numbering of the dimensions, really each dimension
pretty
has,
arbitrary.
has a
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Who's to say?
We chose 4 in our dimension because math is in base 4. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We're in base 10.
10,
so we're the
11,
10th dimension.
12, 13,
I don't think. See, I don't think we're using the same logic. I
21,
don't know that we're
22,
even
that
numbering.
How long
kind
can
of
you keep that up for?
not very long.
We so okay. I told him it's a bad idea, and he
But why?
because
Well,
you
I
don't
think
want to.
it's-
That's literally what we began with when they overheard is that you're going to end up with your tentacle-ish dick in this
His
little
mouth. You
tiny
said
little
that.
This,
mouth.
it sounds
Yeah, as-
the fact that he didn't actually show you that he could deliver the goods. Two,
Very
What if you have to
suspicious.
kill somebody? Huh?
yeah,
Are you
don't
prepared
know.
to take a life?
You don't know what this favor is going to be. And 3, you can't remember the man's name, which
You
seems
can't even
crucial.
remember his name.
Like that's crucial.
I don't have to
in
say
the
it.
whole-
He has to say
Like,
it.
I feel like he asked you to agree.
That is the one ace in the hole that you have is that
Yeah, that's
it
about
doesn't-
your last
if it
hope.
were you have to say his name, yeah, you'd be in trouble. Like
well,
normally that
let's-
would be very easy for somebody.
Well, let's run through this, right? Let's pretend I'm Mr.
It's not Rumpelstiltskin, even though this is like a Rumpelstiltskin.
It's a very
It's a very
Rumpelstiltskin-esque
Rumpelstiltskin
sort of scenario.
because and it's not because I got him to say. I said, "What's this fairy tale that's like that?" He said, "Rumpelstiltskin." I was like, "Aha!" And he's like, "That's not my name." Do you guys really not remember my
enough.
name? He said, "This is going to be the easiest."
Don't
and then
keep
he's,
trying because we're going to have to lull him into it. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking if, Mr. Nefario, you still rocking that mustache, maybe we get him to sign up for healthcare or something like that. At some point, he's going to have to sign his name, say his name.
I'm happy to help out if I can.
I'm
But
sorry. Is your plan that because Mr. Nefario has a mustache, he'll be able to get Mr. Magoo, Quick Mix Biscuits or whatever his name was, to just sign up for a healthcare plan? You think that
It could be any plan. There's something where you have to have your
Okay,
name
but
on it
let's-
and tell.
hold
like
on.
a
like a
phone plan?
timeshare or
Fellas,
something.
let's-
Timeshare would be great.
AJ, let's run through the scenario. Pretend I'm Mr. Mischief Biscuits or whatever it was, and I'm here now. Here I am. It's this time of the month. Have at it. What's your plan? How are you going to get me to say my name?
Hey, man, I was thinking that you and I could get away for a weekend. They're giving away timeshares. Why don't we go sign up? Mr. Nefario comes in.
Hi, would you like to sign up for a beautiful timeshare on the lovely San Diego coast?
I would, but I'm not eligible, so my friend here can do it.
Oh, and then I ask, well, sir, what's your name? Can I get you to sign up on this card here?
Sure, and I'll write my name down.
Mr.
Here you go.
Momokomo.
Does he have to
And
write it or
then-
say it?
Oh, did he say?
I mean, do I have to be like, do I have to ask him? Oh, I'm sorry, could you pronounce that for me, Mr. Stixel Plems?
You're so on my team right now, Mr. Nefario. It's
I
unreal.
just like a good caper.
Okay, so I see the plan, and if this Mr.
HR Puffin stuff?
If HR Puff and stuff is an idiot, then sure, that'll work. But he knows exactly why he's here specifically so that you can try to get him to say his name. So he's going to be wary to anyone. You think just asking him his name is going to work?
The one thing though, I heard about this thought experiment about like if you tell somebody don't think of an elephant, the first thing you're going to think of is an elephant.
I
So
just
maybe.
Well, are you trying to
right?
get him? If you
So
have to get him to
maybe
think
be
his
like, hey,
name,
don't say your name. The first thing he's going to say, it probably only works for thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah,
if,
I think
it
it
sounds-
Depends on what kind of
reflex
filter he
kind of
has.
action.
Yeah, because if I tell like a dog, like don't pee in the corner or something. That
Okay,
dog's-
here's what I think we should do, and stop me if it's too far. We just capture him and torture him, make him say
Mr.
his
Mixie
name.
Stick.
Yeah.
Okay, on that loan, I'm never going to get fixed. That's not
Well,
helpful.
I
Unless
mean-
you get him to say it, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, torture. The people
Yeah.
say whatever you want. I mean, who's this? If this guy really is
I
powerful,
follow.
if he's
Yeah.
powerful enough to wave his hand and turn you into a man again, then he's probably powerful
He
enough
didn't say
to...
that's what he was going. Like he didn't actually say what the process would be.
Oh
right?
yeah,
No,
like
he
he
didn't.
didn't,
He
he
long
didn't tell you
drawn
how
out
he was
thing.
going to do it.
I think it's worth it no matter what. There's nothing I wouldn't
I'm
do.
just so nervous about this one of anything.
It does
that
seem
he's
very
got,
suspect.
right?
I'm not going to lie.
What if his one thing that he makes you do is turn back into your old body? Then it's a win-win.
Right,
but I think
you're-
the odds of that are very
Oh wow,
slim.
that'd be kind of him.
It would be
What if you're like your old body, but you're dead? What if it's some fucked up like...
Mr. Mixmaster.
Yeah. He
Mr.
just
Mr.
gives you the
Mix-a-Lot.
decayed parts of your body from before, and you just die.
I'm not going to assume the worst of it.
Or he turns you like into a sperm or something.
You're so optimistic. That's
Or yeah,
Things
you
have
turn
been
into a
really
younger
on-
version of yourself.
Oh.
Or an older version of yourself. Or he
Or
drops your
What if
new
he
self
turns you into
an
an octopus or a coyote or a
That
toaster?
wasn't the deal. That's not what he said.
A lot
those
of
are
you,
all part of you,
No,
those
but that's your
parts.
old self.
Yeah.
Part-
A lot
again,
of you came from a toaster.
Do you think he was only talking about the toaster part of him, or do you think he was only talking about the octopus part of him?
Like you're just going to wake up and be a sentient Hamilton Beach toaster.
No.
I think it's
You
possible.
think that's possible?
The wording of the language of the law here is entirely
You
in
think I
his
can ask him
hands.
to get a contract next time he shows
oh,
I
that
think-
contract could be how he says his name. Where you get him to sign his name. There we go.
Jeff? That's it.
Did you shake the man's hand? How did this?
How did you? Wait, also, I want to get some timeline stuff down here. At what point did you agree to this? After you forgot his name or before?
I was so excited that I think it was simultaneous. I was like, oh my God,
yelling-
yes, let's
I
do
was
this.
yelling, wait,
Also, I
do you
forgot
remember
his
what his name? He said yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. I shake your hand.
Yeah.
And he did. And I was just like, okay, let me finish
He
what I
did,
was going to say.
He did a wink
don't
and a
have
tip of the
faith.
boulder hat.
I do not have faith in
it's
this
just a bowler
endeavor.
hat.
I gotta say,
Boulder
these
hat?
Devil's Wager
pretty sure
villains
it's
are
Boulder
awfully
hat.
clever too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met a few of them at some cons and such. They do not fuck around with the very specifics of the language that they use.
You've met someone from the fifth dimension.
Yeah. Not your.
Do you have
guy.
like a similar thing going on? No, okay.
No.
It's like,
I'm
do you have
friends
another
with these
monthly
guys.
visitor?
No. They
Is-
just
do you
tell
think-
me about
So wait,
the.
Hey,
So, okay,
do you
well, hold
guys
on.
do you guys think this is a metaphor for menstruation, and that like it's a
every
monthly visitor that you have to get something right, otherwise you
Well,
get a baby?
I think that's only really a direct metaphor
You
if,
create
if
life?
women have to like trick their periods into.
saying their
saying-
name,
I'm saying I think it falls apart once
just
you get into the
screaming, "What are
details.
you?"
I think the only direct parallel is it's a monthly.
It's a
thing.
monthly visitor that like can, if treated correctly, birth new life, right? And
I
Do you
suppose
think he's
so.
going to make you pregnant if you don't get his name right?
You think
That-
that's
well,
the
and that's the
favor?
other thing,
Like
that's
hold
the
his
favor.
seed?
I mean, it's entirely possible.
I would be really
I
worried
don't-
about what the favor is going to be.
that's
Do
what
I have
I'm
a
thinking.
womb since the reconstruction?
No, you were in one, but that was an
He could-
artificial womb.
But he could implant anything he wants in you. If he could create,
Who
if he
knows
can
what kind of
put you back to
science or magic he's working on?
I'll put some feelers out, see if we can get some
Yeah,
intel.
figure out. Ask
if
some
anyone's had
anybody you
any-
guys know what this guy's name is.
I'll
so we
talk
can
to my
figure it out.
contacts at the Fifth Dimension consulate.
He did make me hold on to this. It's a tiny giraffe.
Interesting.
Yeah, he did say it'll come in handy the next time around. That's all he said.
So now he's talking in riddles.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure.
And it's
What's
clearly,
it?
I mean,
It's,
you've already said it. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's clearly a Rumpelstiltskin ripoff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you guys think this isn't real?
How did the story
No, I
of
think it's
Rumpelstiltskin?
real, but I
how
think
did
you
she
couldn't have entered
get
it.
over on him? She like followed him or something, right?
I cannot remember.
Well, she had to guess his name, right? And she just
Yeah,
snuck up
yeah,
and
that
heard
was
him.
it.
She just overlistened.
Yeah,
overheard
here's
him.
the thing, right? If I have something and the only thing that I need to do is make sure somebody doesn't know this piece of information, even when I'm all alone, I'm not going to be squealing this
Right,
information out
That's
loud.
true. Yeah.
A little bit of hubris there. He just started dancing around, giggling,
And
saying his name.
I think that's what this little Mixie Mo is his little shtick's going to be is hubris.
Mr. Mustafferson.
Mistopheles?
Mistopheles?
Mr. Mixed Vegetable.
I don't know.
Mufasa.
Hey, well, yeah, that's something. Maybe say a lot of M names. We were doing that not too long ago.
You sure were.
Guessing M names. That's
What if
He
we-
thinks in a baby name book.
What if you get him to say the name Maurice, okay? And you get him to say that, and you're just like, "Ha, I got you," and you're like, "Change me back," and he's like, "That's not my name." You're like, "No, yeah, that's what you said your name is. It's Maurice." Until he says like, "No, that's not my name. My name is
See,
Millie Brown.
right? That's
Millie-
a plan.
Millie-
That's something. It's not. I mean, it's not. If the man's smart enough that he's not going to fall for that, but I like where your head's at. That's something.
Not as
So
intricate as a timeshare, but I'll go for it.
Well, I mean, it seems like Mr. Nefario's on board for the timeshare plan.
Listen, guys, I'm down for whatever.
I'd
This
love to
just
go.
seems like an interesting way to spend some time.
Did he give you scheduled days, or is it like a month from the day that he appeared the first time?
I think it's going to be the 13th of every month.
Okay, so that's like a week away. Mm-hmm. So you've got a week to really iron out the details of your plan, and then try to get him to. If you decide to maybe try to capture him and torture him, give me a holler, because that sounds like a good time. I'd like to do some experiments on him.
I too
Probably
would
give
be
it 1 or 2
interested to
months
see.
on my own. And maybe the 3rd month, maybe I call in some
It's
backups.
this-
I appreciate it.
This pride does not serve you.
He's not wrong, AJ.
Well, I'm saying maybe if we capture him, we do some experiments on him, we can use his powers to kill Superman. So
God, that stupid sound.
let's bring it back to the ultimate goal.
I think it's really theatrical. I love it.
I won't lie, that last time wasn't terrible. In any case.
Not
Hey,
sure.
what's that pizza tracker say?
The pizza is on its way. Evelyn R is delivering the pizza.
They got a female pizza delivery person?
That's what it says.
That's dangerous. It's just a dangerous profession.
Now,
to
what
be
do you-
knocking
what do you
on
mean by
strangers'
that,
doors.
Jeff?
It's a dangerous profession to have just be knocking on strangers' doors. How many female pizza delivery people have you seen?
In my life, maybe half a dozen.
And
But
you-
that's across multiple dimensions.
And a lot of
where
pizzas.
gender isn't as much of a thing in certain places,
I think I've seen one.
Are you saying that they can't or they shouldn't?
I'm saying it's a dangerous job for them. I hope they're packing heat.
Well, this is a large
So
metropolitan
you're
area.
you're
you
worried
never
about
know.
the safety of
Yeah.
women who are delivering
Yes.
pizzas.
Yes.
Like if a woman were, which she is, I guess, a woman's delivering pizzas
Evelyn.
to us, and we're a bunch of
We're literally supervillains.
we're a bunch of no good nicks and a hybrid coyote octopus monster, coyote octopus cyborg monster.
We don't have to
fire
name all the
monster,
parts
and-
every time, guys.
But
Don't.
I mean,
Well,
but
I like to be thorough.
I just want to point out this is a gated community.
It's a good neighborhood.
This is
It's
a
a
decent
nice
neighborhood.
it's a nice neighborhood, so that's fine. But I'm just saying in
no,
general,
but
not
we're-
everybody lives.
But do you think
We're
that
terrible
maybe the
people.
reason that she was put on this route was because it's a gated community?
Yeah, I don't listen. I've opened up another can of worms.
It's a big
here.
debate
I'm
because
really-
you've got some feminists who are saying, "Hey, fuck you, buddy. I can deliver pizzas and protect myself," and other people who are like, "Good on you. That's a good, good for you for thinking about our safety."
Right.
Why is
Yeah.
it on us not to deliver the pizzas and not on the people ordering the pizzas not to be
Not to be
violent?
violent rapists or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
listen,
that
that's what
is.
I think the ideal world is, but that's not the world we live in.
Well, we
unfortunately.
will live in the ideal world soon after I kill Superman.
That one wasn't great. I didn't care for that.
I saw that one a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did a finger thing, pointed it out
Yeah.
as it was happening.
Did it help?
No, no, it didn't.
All right, guys. Well, is that about it? I mean,
I've got nothing
unfortunately, this week with the plan having gone wrong, we don't really have foundations for another plan yet, but we will get one next week.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, we'll figure some stuff out with your Mr. Microphone guy, AJ, and maybe we can sort that business out.
Would
I'm
be
very
super
curious.
helpful.
Mr. Magic Mike, Mr.
Mr.
Molecule,
Melatonin.
Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Mr. Melon Baller.
we will figure this out. And we're going to also figure out a way to end Superman's life, which, again, is the name of this podcast. So,
Oh,
John?
there it is.
That must
John,
be the
you wanna-
pizza.
Yeah, let me just check on the.
pizza time.
It's
Yum.
Hi, delivery from Sal's?
Oh, you must be Evelyn.
Yeah. Let's see. It's gonna wow, 87.50. Wow, you guys having a party in there?
A little bit, yeah. Listen, can I take the pizzas into the kitchen and then I'll get the cash for you? Just wait right here.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
$87.50 for this?
That's a lot for the pizza.
Wow.
that's a lot of. How big of a pizza did he order?
I think he ordered multiple pizzas.
He ordered 2. I was supposed to order 1 pepperoni pizza. I guess he also got the breadsticks, but that shouldn't be $80.
Does it depend on size?
That's a lot of money.
Do they use like really gourmet ingredients or
Not
something?
that I've experienced so
Guys,
far.
I'm strapped for cash. I cannot.
I got like $7.
I think maybe she's ripping him off. It's not really. He should ask for a receipt.
Yeah.
I hope he's not tipping her.
I hope he already paid.
Oh, the tip on that's got to be ridiculous.
He might not get those pizzas.
Is he in the kitchen right now, just sorting it out? Is he like laying it out on plates and stuff?
It looks like he's just laying his cash on the counter.
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab some slices and go.
Yeah,
Just
me too.
grab the
All
pizza and close the door.
I gotta get out of here. We gotta go.
I'll call neighborhood security. And just remember, guys, to follow us on social media. We're at Ending Superman on Twitter, Ending Superman's Life on Instagram.
Party time, Jeff 68, 67, Twitter,
Jeff.
Insta. Okay.
Hey,
We're turning
guys.
off the lights.
Guys, we're still short on the money for the pizza.
John, we're figuring this out. Actually, we got a plan that we're working out right now. We gotta
Get
get
the
her out of
pizza downstairs.
John, how short are we?
We're like $40 short,
Hey,
guys.
guys, where did Supreme Leader go at this point? We still need $40.
Hey, does Supreme Leader have the cash?
Where's the pizza? He took all the pizza. Oh.
Yeah, I told him to take the. He locked the dungeon door.
He's gone. Yeah, we're
Never gonna get that pizza.
Hey, I'm sorry to rush you, but I do have other deliveries to make. Is there a problem?
All right. Well, we're gonna have to kill Evelyn.
hate to be sexist, but this is why you should have male pizza delivery.
I mean, penis, no penis. Either way, we're gonna have to kill her.
That's really it. We're gonna have to start from scratch.
Yeah, there's just no other way. She's gonna have to die.
It's just like that Indian place.
Yeah, it's Bollywood Cafe all over again. But she's gotta die.
Yeah, it's really a dick move.
Hello?
We should probably start carrying more cash.
Why are the lights off?
No, just, follow us on Facebook.
The doors still.
Ending Superman's
Still out
Life.
here.
Email us at
Oh my
endingsupermanslife@gmail.com.
God, is your house on fire?
Is that her at the window?
What are you guys still doing here? Let's go. I've got the pizzas.
Oh, fuck. Everybody downstairs.
Wait for me.
Is anyone gonna pay me?
There's no use. Just go away, Evelyn.
Hello?
We don't have the money.
God damn it. Not again.
They already called neighborhood security.
Oh, fuck you, Superman.
Hey, did anybody grab any napkins?
Engineer John here again. Remember, today's episode was brought to you by Nefarious C-Up Cakes. Give them a try. Check them out. It'd really help us, and especially Mr. Nefario out. Special thanks to Nick Robinson, Garrett Werner, John Maynard, and Brandon Sutton. Our music is composed by Daniel Cloak and Kevin MacLeod.